Hey everyone, it is Dave. Welcome in. It's time to talk about module number 11. In this week, we're going to be covering just one medium. We're going to be covering painting, and that's one of our oldest mediums. We're going to go way back to the Stone Age and talk about cave paintings. And then we're also going to have a more current type of art in a documentary. The type of art we're going to be dealing with is called minimalism, which is sometimes a very difficult type of art to enjoy because it is so minimal. And it's very interesting. But this documentary follows along this couple who lived in New York in the 1950s and 60s and started buying art from all of their friends, and most of them became famous. And so all of a sudden, you have this older couple who lives in a one-bedroom apartment who has about $30 million worth of art in that apartment. So it's a really cool story. It's called Herb and Dorothy. And so I'll go ahead and take you over to the Canvas site and I'll walk you through what you need to know for this module. All right, here we are on the Canvas site. We're going to pop into module 11 this week. Up top, we have our usual suspects. Our video that you're watching right now is here. Our action plan for the week, and a link to my office hours every Monday from 4 to 7 p.m. Our first lecture of the week is painting. I've got the lecture and study guide, and then in the further exploration section, that has our readings, and then both on the mediums and a little bit on cave paintings. And then just a fun video on how to use watercolor. If you're interested, this really is an optional video for you, but I think it's really cool, and a lot of us are really into watercolors. So please watch that. And then after that, we have a documentary. So like Terry's documentary at the beginning of the semester, this is really kind of a fun one. I do suggest breaking it up into two sections. When I first watched this, I thought it was a little dry and boring, but now I absolutely love this. It's about this older couple who amassed a tremendous amount of art in the 1950s and 60s. They lived in New York, all their friends were artists, and they started buying very plain, minimalist art. You can kind of see a little bit here in the background. These are not exciting artworks, but what ends up happening is in the early 2000s, they realized that they have like $30 million worth of art in their one-bedroom apartment. So it kind of shows the way that they decided to get rid of their collection. And it's really a great story. So anyway, that is there for you. And what I want you to do for the journal this week is to submit the movie guide from this film. So here's Herb and Dorothy Younger, and what you're going to do, and you've got the movie guide in a couple different places here, but the first thing covers some of the major artists that you see. You don't have to write a whole lot about them. Definitely you're going to have a lot about Herb and Dorothy. But people like Richard Tuttle, you might see just for a little bit in the film. He's really into animals and the connection of animals to art. Pat Steer and her paintings. All these people are going to be seen in the documentary. And definitely Christo and Jean-Claude. We've seen their work early on in the semester in the roles of the artist lecture. More importantly is answering the questions like, what rules did the Vogels follow when buying art? They had a set of rules. You also want to think about their art collection. What does it say about them? Why was art so powerful in their lives? The way they got rid of the art, did it surprise you? Things like that. So please fill that out and submit it. And again, it's just your thoughts, your ideas, your notes as you are watching the film or shortly thereafter. But normally, like when I get one of these, I fill it out during the film. So it keeps me engaged with the documentary, and I think it's a real fun journal to submit. The last thing we need to do is to complete the discussion board in Module 10. So here, this is the art theft discussion board. So make sure, just go down here, make sure you've made a post already, and then come back and make at least one reply to another group member. And that is all you have to do. There is one further exploration thing. That's the other thing I needed to mention. There is a sequel to this film. I have not seen it. It's very mysterious. I've seen it for sale one time for $300. It is definitely an academic video, so I do not know if it is on the market anywhere else besides just seeing a trailer. So anyway, that's there if you just want to watch and see kind of a little bit of the aftermath of Herb and Dorothy. But other than that, it should be a pretty easy and pretty straightforward week. If you have any questions, comments, let me know via email or stop by my office hours on Monday. All right, everyone, have a great week.